What's good, everybody? It is Thursday, October 13th, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. It's hard to believe, but yes, it's Thursday. So week 6 of the NFL kicks off tonight. Do not forget, we have a live show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But as always, before we look forward, we must look back. Yesterday, not a bad day at the brand. M Squared. First time, I think, ever in the history of the show that we had a first 5 play with one team with the Maestro and then the game bet with the other team, courtesy of M Squared. That was really cool. Educate and entertain. Our golf picks are looking great. We cashed the round 1. Our 2 matchups for the tournament are up by 4, up by 2, and our top 20 play is currently in a tie for third. So those look fantastic. All right, let's bring in the stars of the show. And look who I have today. My goodness. Where do I start? How about a man that yesterday I questioned his Padres pick, and he looked me right in the eye and he says, Coach, no run line for me, big boy. No run line for me. And he cashes it late last night. Good morning, Johnny Bowman.
Morning, Coach. Yeah, great hit on the Padres last night. Extremely excited about that. We've got 2 games today. Unfortunately, the Yankees game might get postponed. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We get 2 baseball games today, but my hopes aren't high, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, at least we got a little NFL. At least we got a little couple of college games tonight to perk us up. And Zach, last night I was just kind of going through social media and I stumbled on a post, and it was a picture and a video of us doing our futures episode in Nashville, Tennessee. And you were throwing out 2 props. Oh, it was back in August. But now those 2 props are looking very, very tasty. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I was surprised because I was just tracking to see how they were doing. And Cam Jordan, he had 2 sacks against Geno Smith this past Sunday, and the Rookie of the Year prop is looking good as well. But yesterday was good to see the Sun Belt action, even in college football. To see Marshall in the Sun Belt, that is just something else to me. And then the baseball games were very exciting. I watched HQ, watched Bowman and Mike give out the Padres, and that was a great game to see hit as well.
Yeah, it was. And if you're a SportsLine member, then you know that Louisiana last night, that was the play on SportsLine. They end up winning by 10 on the field as 11-point dogs. Sometimes the Sims are pretty good to follow. Maestro, yesterday on the show, you laid it out perfectly. You said, how about we have a tie game or just up by 1, and then the Braves come through in the back end? That's exactly what happened. Well done, sir.
Oh, thanks. It's nice when that happens. You know, a lot of people are trashing this Thursday night game, but it can't be worse than last week with Colts-Broncos. So I actually think it's going to be somewhat entertaining. I will get to that a little bit later on.
Yeah, as Prop Stars likes to say, it's not a trash game. It's a propertunity. Now, many of you are already asking, so just stop. Just stop. Yes, yesterday we had a great Champions League day. We've got hockey today. We have baseball. We have early edge in 5. Stop with the soccer. Stop with the soccer. All right? We're focused on football. We're focused on baseball. Let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today and Thursday Night Football. As the Maestro said, don't just trash it. Can't be any worse than last week. Start us off, sir.
One angle people like to look at is how do first-year head coaches do on a short week with little preparation on Thursday Night Football? Well, they don't do well. They're 8-19 against the spread since 2015. The last first-year coach to win was Kevin Stefanski, and that was all the way back in 2019. The 2 losses this year, Mike McDaniel, you can argue he lost Tua, that they might have won or at least covered at the Bengals. I think they would have covered had Tua not gotten hurt. And the other one was Nathaniel Hackett with the Broncos, and I think people can agree he's in over his head. So Matt Eberflus looks a little bit more competent. He has more experience in the league, I believe, working for Frank Reich. So I think it may not be as big an issue as people are making it out to be this week.
All right, you might be correct. Rebecca in the chat says last week was the most painful football game I've ever experienced. Rebecca, I could not say it any better. My goodness, was that hard to watch. But tonight's going to be different. But, Zach, it's all about who is playing for fantasy purposes, for prop purposes, and just for the game purposes. Talk to me.
Well, in a game that's expected to be tight, it's important to look at who's going to play, and the Bears are getting 2 players back tonight. Jalen Johnson, we know how important he is to that secondary. He's missed the last 2 games for the Bears. And then one that's not even going to make the attention of most folks is N'Keal Harry making his debut for the Chicago Bears. We know the passing game has been horrible this year. Harry kind of disappointed as a first-round pick with the New England Patriots, but he's going to make his debut tonight, and I think he's going to be a little bit of difference to give Justin Fields a little bit more comfortable and maybe get that ball spread around, maybe not to himself, to other receivers of that team.
I think that is great advice. Don't sleep on those Bears. I'm going to be interested to see what the crew has to say tonight on Early Edge Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time as we count down to Thursday Night Football. Props, straight bets, VJMs, donkeys, gooses. We got it all tonight. Now, as Johnny Bowman already said, there could be some issues with the weather in New York. Just like last night in Atlanta, they delayed the game about 3 hours, 4 hours maybe, but they got it in. So, Johnny, tonight with the Guardians down by 1, kind of handicap it for us, sir.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this game might be postponed tonight, so it's something to keep an eye on. But I want to talk about the Guardians' struggle to score. So they've scored 2 runs, 1 run, and 1 run in their 3 playoff games so far. They've hit 3 home runs to produce those 4 runs. However, they're not a home run hitting team. They like to string singles together. They like to work counts, and they like to put the ball in play. Well, that's a problem for them because not only are they striking out at a much higher rate this offseason, but they don't hit a ton of home runs, and they're not going to be able to match up with a Yankees team that literally hits the most home runs. So the Guardians team total is set at 2.5 for tonight's game. I think they're going to struggle hitting that number.
All right. Oh, I hate betting under so much, but sometimes if it's the right play. All right. Now, we got a board today. We have 3 big shows today. Turn on those notifications. If you're not a SportsLine member, do it right now. Use a promo code early. This is what we have. Don't forget about the prop shop. It is wide open. You have any prop question, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Then tonight, Early Edge Live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Now, before we get to our board, we got to pay those pesky little bills. Here's a word from one of our incredible partners. And we are back. For those watching on YouTube, listening on Apple or Spotify, welcome back to the Early Edge. Now, we got one play from SportsLine itself. And our simulations tonight say that Baylor, out of the Big 12, going on the road, laying 3.5. Love this number. They have them scoring 30 points, something to think about, maybe a team total, or laying the 3.5. Like what we're going to do as a show, minus the 110. Love the Baylor Bears. West Virginia, they have been absolute, I hate using the F word, frauds this year just a little bit. We'll take the Bears at minus 3.5. Now, when I have 3 legends like I have on the show today, I mean, it's just like an embarrassment of riches. So where do I start? Well, why don't we start with a side of Thursday Night Football, a little gravy and mashed potatoes to get thrown in. Zach Attack, you're up first, sir.
All right, I'm going to take the Bears here as a pick 'em. And I think there's a little bit of a misnomer on teams that are bad, as the Washington Commanders are at 1-4, that they can get over the hump against a team that is subpar in the Chicago Bears. This is the NFL. If you're a bad team, it's going to get worse. We've seen there may be an edge here with the experience of Carson Wentz and Ron Rivera, the long-term coach. Carson Wentz been in the league a long time. Justin Fields barely at 16 games starting in his young career, and then Matt Eberflus, first-year head coach. But I like the Bears here. We've already seen the comments this week on Ron Rivera against Carson Wentz. There's a little bit of turmoil right there in itself. And I think you look at Justin Fields, I've seen a little bit of development. It doesn't show up in the stat box, but I've seen a little bit of development. He's making key big plays. He was looking good in the second half against the Minnesota Vikings. And if you look at where he's at in his career, last year he started in 11 games. This year, 5 games. So he's right around that 1-year mark where players start to turn the corner a little bit. I mentioned him getting Harry back tonight. That offense is going to look a little bit different, I think, tonight. This is a team that's been good at home. 2-0 straight up at home, 2-0 ATS at home. So I'm going to take the Bears. Like Larry said, it's not going to be a great game. It's going to be another one of those Thursday night slot fests, but I like the Bears to win.
And everybody in the chat, Zach, is saying the under's a play, the under's a play, the under's a play. Be very careful. The under's at 38. The simulations at SportsLine have it at 42. But Chicago, the Bears, they are a graded A play at SportsLine to back up Zach on his side. Now, we'll get back to football in a second. But my man has been laser focused, giving out props on social media. If you follow him on Twitter, you're just having so much fun, as I am. All right. But on props, take your bet down just a little bit when you're betting 5 or 10 of those. Just down just a little bit. Johnny, what do we got today, big boy?
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself, Coach. Completely agree with what you said there in terms of unit size and props. But my play today, we're going to go with the Mariners on the money line against the Astros. Luis Castillo looked straight up dominant against the Blue Jays in his first playoff start. He was pitching extremely well. He also has the advantage that the Astros haven't seen him this season. The Astros and the Mariners weirdly haven't played since before the trade deadline, just one of the quirks in the schedule. So the Astros batters have yet to see Luis Castillo. I think it's going to take them one, maybe two times through the lineup to finally figure him out. Framber Valdez on the other side, he's been great this season as well. He had that consecutive quality start streak. However, his last 3 starts, he hasn't had a quality start. And in the playoffs last season, he really struggled. He allowed 17 earned runs and 19.2 innings pitched. I don't think that the momentum swing of the Mariners' loss in their last game is going to affect them. They're a young team, and they came back from 8-1 2 games before that. So they're used to these swings already. So I also don't think the Mariners are going to manage their bullpen like they did in game 1. I think Cervais is going to really just stick to his relievers this time. So I like the Mariners on the money line here.
Oh, you mean bringing in a starter?
That's exactly what I mean, Coach.
What are you doing? What the hell? All right. Love that play, Johnny. Castillo's been sneaky good, and nobody knows it because he plays on the West Coast. All right. My man Sinful Saint in the chat says that Fields and Wentz, Fields rush yards and Wentz interception are almost a must bet. Well, you know where you can find that out. You can join the prop shop at 3 p.m. Eastern, or you can join Early Edge Live. We'll talk about all the props. But, Maestro, if you don't mind, I'd love another prop right here, right now, sir.
Yeah, I've got a lot of things to say about this game. I'll be on HQ starting at 7 tonight. I have a pick up on SportsLine. But for this show, we're going with Curtis Samuel over 4.5 catches, minus 120. You have no Logan Thomas, you have no Jahan Dotson, and you have De'Ami Brown dealing with a groin injury and questionable. You also have Samuel going up against the weakest corner of the Bears, and that's Kyler Gordon. You also have the fact that he leads the team in targets by far, 45 targets. He's gone over this catch number every game except the Cowboy game when he ended at 4. What I really love is his ADOT, his average depth of target, only 4.5 yards. He gets the quick throws. There could be wind tonight. There will be wind, which means we're going to see more short throws. Curtis Samuel, I love it tonight, over 4.5 catches.
Oh, man, that is nice. I like that, too. In fact, people were talking about it in the chat before you even gave it out, which tells me a lot of smart people out there. Quick question from the chat for Johnny B. Tyler Castillo over 17.5 outs tonight. Your thoughts?
Yep, I like it. Just like I said, I think they're going to struggle first, maybe 2 times through the lineup. So I think he'll get deep into the game. And then the other question, first 5 money line for the Mariners. I like that as well. Same sort of thing. I think Castillo is going to beat Valdez in that sense.
All right, very good. There you go. You asked the questions. We try to get to as many as we possibly can. Don't forget Early Edge today in 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the Prop Shop at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Early Edge Live with me and the entire crew tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's a full show. So grab your paper, grab your pencil. Oh, what?
Stop. Just everybody stop. Just guys, you've got to be kidding me. This is embarrassing. It's Europa League Thursday, and we don't have a single soccer pick on the show. The Guru, Brandt, and I all cashed tickets on the Champions League yesterday, and now nothing today. No, I'm unacceptable. I made a promise to Paul on social media that I was going to be on the Early Edge and I was going to give us a Europa League pick for the Red Star Belgrade game. I don't care what the coach has to say. I don't care what the bosses have to say. Paul, I'm a man of my word, and I got you. Ferenc Kavrosi plays Red Star Belgrade this afternoon at 3 p.m. in a must-win game for both sides in the Europa League. These two teams played a week ago, and we saw Red Star embarrass Ferenc 4-1 at home. Ferenc's going to be coming back for a vengeance today. These teams have both played 8 European competitions this year and have scored in 7 of them apiece. And the books are going to give us both teams to score at minus 135. I don't know if that's more embarrassing or having no soccer picks on the show is more embarrassing. That is value that we have to take. Paul, you are welcome. Early Edge family, you are welcome. And America, you are welcome. Oh,
I don't even know what to say. Johnny, why are you laughing? Did you not hear him insult all of us?
I don't know how to react. I don't know how to react.
did that come from? Oh, my God. Mark says mic drop. Mic drop? Buckets doesn't even know how to do a mic drop. I'm a little befuddled right now. I'll be honest with you. It's not often. It's not often that I get like this, but I even have goosebumps right now because I don't even know how to. He insulted me, the bosses, all of you, and the only people he didn't insult is the Early Edge universe. That's it. That's it.
Coach, I just want to know who gave him the link to the show, because if he's not scheduled to be on the show, he wouldn't have gotten the email with the link. So somebody leaked that out to him.
I didn't even think about that. It's either Jake the Snake or it's our 5-tool player, AB. Trust and believe. I'll get to the bottom of this. But we have a show to finish. Zach, my apology. You are so professional. And for you to have to stoop to this level, I apologize on behalf of CBS Sports. But so help me, Jake, if you hit more music when I do this, I'm going to lose my mind. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap. Johnny Bolva's on the Mariners money line plus 140. Doesn't mind the first 5 either. Maestro, 1 prop so far. As you know, we gave out 1 yesterday from him. He'll be a big part of HQ and the show later today. Curtis Samuel, over 4.5 catches. Get it now before either the juice goes up or it goes up to 5. Either one, you don't want that to happen. Then Zach Attack. He's on the Bears. Pick him. Love this play. It's a great day play at SportsLine. And then I think I'm starting to get to the bottom of it because this pick is on the recap. So I think I have an idea of who was behind this. So Buckets has both teams to score in the Belgrade game today. And all kidding aside, they have been stellar cashing tickets for us today. So I like the pick. Don't like how he did it. Then SportsLine, Baylor, minus 3.5, minus 110. The Bears in our simulations, winning 30-23. So we're getting about 3-4 points of value there. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For our entire crew, love most of them. Maestro, Zach Attack, Johnny Bowman, and of course, there's Buckets and Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. I'm the coach. Tell all your friends. You want to watch a debacle? You want to watch a bunch of guys that don't know what they're doing, but you want to have fun and laugh a little bit? Oh, we all do that right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.